Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins. Listen up.
What up? What up? What up? What is up? What is up, everybody? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? What is going on? We are in the building at a different time in a different, just a different atmosphere now. Now, Mac doesn't have to use his phone.
Let's go.
Mac does not have to use his phone, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. We are in the building for this show. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Bug wants to be late when lately he's been early, but he wants to be late. Yeah.
Hey, look, he got it. He got it. He's allowed to be late every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but hey, it's all good. But shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. The road to 3K is definitely here. We have some topics to talk about, especially in the NFL. I got some sports trivia. I have some sports trivia. I have some top offensive trios in the NFL right now. I got a few things. So good evening, my brother. Good evening. What's
good? What's good, man? How y'all boys doing today?
what's up,
I'm
bud?
doing all right. You know, I'm doing all right. You know, it's Monday. You know, it's Monday.
I will say this, right? So looking at some of the topics that you put together for this episode, one sticks out. One glaring one sticks out, and the Fred Jackson.
You mean Fred Taylor?
Oh,
Fred Taylor. Yeah, Fred Taylor.
Oh, Fred. Okay, yeah.
I don't know if I put Jackson or Taylor. I don't think I put Fred Taylor, if I'm not mistaken. But but my sports trivia is gonna be good for y'all. I cannot wait to do this sports trivia. See how much I know about your NBA and y'all basketball as well. I mean NBA and NFL. But let's get straight into it before anything. Kid can play spotlight. Here, healthy and alive. Hey, I've shout out to Anthony Estrada. Shout out to
good, Anthony.
Daniel. Shout out to y'all that's in the chat. But we have some we got a few things that we're going to talk about here. But make sure you hit the like button. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow on social media as well at DhopkinsShow on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are all on it at DhopkinsShow. We're all on there. So make sure y'all go check them out as well. Make sure you go to SeatGeek. SeatGeek right now, $20 off your first purchase if you want to do live events like concerts, especially if y'all want to do the Beyonce concerts, because I know they might come to a city near you. Go to a Beyonce concert or something of that nature, or go to a comedy show, or go to, some might be some summer leagues in your city too. You might not know. It might be some summer league games in your city.
Anybody watch the awards last night?
I did. Well, I mean, that's why I was like, it's not too many NBA topics, because I do want to get into that. I do want to get into a little bit of the BET Awards as well. I mean, it's hip hop is like our pop culture and sports anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we gonna get straight. Yeah, we gonna get straight into it, y'all. So, Bug, how you feeling this evening, man? How you feeling, man? You ready to get this thing going?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling all right, man. I'm ready to see what my boy Hardy gonna do, man. It's a lot of stuff going on, but you're not hearing. I mean, besides yesterday, a little conversation. They said him and Nick Nurse had a meeting, but besides that, I'm not hearing nothing about really what's going on with that. So I'm wondering, maybe you never know what Harden, bro. You just never know, man.
Yeah, so I mean, we could chill out from the NBA. We always start with the NBA first,
Yeah.
but we could definitely talk about that later on in the show. But let's get straight into it. And Mac talked about it already. Does the Jaguars with Fred Taylor? Does he belong in the Hall of Fame? Now, I read this article on the way home from my interview earlier today, and if you look at his numbers, overall, he played 17 seasons in the NFL, all-time rushing list with 11,695 yards. He played against some of the best defenses in the league at that time. But if you look at numbers, he played 11 of his 13 seasons with Jacksonville. He owns Jaguars' career rushing record at 11,271 yards with 2,428 attempts. Consecutive 100-yard games. 9 of them was in the year 2000, and the most rushing yards in the game with 234. So I don't know. I don't see the touchdowns here, but I mean, if you look at the players that's in the Hall of Fame that doesn't have a Super Bowl but have career snaps, career stats. Do you feel like Fred Taylor should be in that same token as being a Hall of Famer? Because I feel like he does. And now he's on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark and those guys, and they making a big name for themselves on that side. But is it time to put him in the Hall of Fame, knowing that look at all the other running backs that really didn't win Super Bowls but had the stature to go? So Mac, I would like to start with you on this one.
So looking off of stats alone, over 2,500 rushing attempts with over it's 11,695 rushing yards.
Right.
Okay. He's then has 290 receptions with over 2,300 receiving yards.
Right.
Now, all combined touchdowns, 74 touchdowns. I mean, you'd like to see the touchdowns be a little higher, but I mean, damn, he 4.6 yards per carry
in his career, right?
And he's got over 10,000 rushing yards. Okay, how is he not in the Hall of Fame? I mean, I'm saying he might not be a first, second, maybe even third ballot, but I mean, by the fourth or fifth, the 10th ballot.
Yeah,
I think he should have been. I think he should have been in right now. He's been out the league for a bit now. What, it's been more than 10 years since he's been out the league, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, the last time he played was when? Shit.
It had to be early 2000s. It had to be early 2000s because
no. He played well into the 2000s. I mean, his Pro Bowl was in 2007.
Yeah, his last season was in 2010.
That's what it is. That's what it is right there. Because his lack of Pro Bowls, that's really demon. The only Pro Bowl he went to was 2007.
Okay, so when it comes to the Pro Bowl thing, y'all know that's a fan voting thing, correct?
Yeah, no, I mean for sure, but again, if you get to the Pro Bowl, usually 2, 3, 4 times, it means you're one of the best. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it does mean something. But when you have stats like that, I mean, I think the stats alone should carry him. Like, and mind you, I'm looking at Wikipedia, getting this information. It's the most trusted source because
he had 9 100-yard games, 9 consecutive, not sporadically within it. Mind you, back then it was 16 games. So you ran for 100 yards, 9 out of the 16 games. That's almost half the season that you rushed for over 100, at least 100 yards. So I think it's well deserving of Fred Taylor to be in the Hall of Fame book. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I agree with Matt. Matt kind of took because he hit the stats. That's what I was already looking at. So I was just counting. I think he had 7 seasons with over 1,000 yards. His highest being 1,500 rushing. Like
you got
even
to I guess
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, go ahead, Matt.
I actually remember watching him play. That's the whole thing because you got to figure he was a rookie in '98. You know what I mean? Like by 2007, you know what I mean? Like, I'm already a couple of years into high school, so the majority of his career, I've seen him. And Baltimore Ravens play Jacksonville Jaguars at least once a year. If it wasn't in the preseason, it was during the season. So it's like we got a lot of looks at them over the years. So it's like I remember him. So that's why I'm saying, like, for him not to make it, the only reason, if you were to put him on a Giants, a San Francisco 49, like a different team that has a little more status, I think he would have went.
But if you look at those teams with the Jacksonville Jaguars, they just couldn't get over the hump in those playoffs because you had him with Mark Brunell, and you know, you had the Jimmy Smith was over there, you know, Keenan McCardell, you know, those guys was really good, but they just couldn't get over the hump in the playoffs. But I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, unless somebody's like 35 years old, they don't really remember him, or unless they're a diehard Jaguars fan. I'm just being honest here.
I mean, we saw some players go into the Hall of Fame that we had to look up their stats to look at them too.
Oh,
so
no,
I mean,
sure.
if you, I mean, we have. I just hope the NFL keeps that same energy, you know, for Fred Taylor, because I could go back if I really wanted to do my research. I could go back and say some players that's in the Hall of Fame that shouldn't be.
Oh,
you know,
sure. There's a handful of them.
And so for me, and I'd just like to hear what the chat have to say about it. Snowman Multimedia, Anthony Estrada, Chad, how y'all feel about Fred Taylor? Should he be in the Hall of Fame or he should not be in the Hall of Fame? So I would love to definitely hear from y'all, because those Jacksonville Jaguars scenes were so good. They were so good to watch at that time. Even though they have not won a Super Bowl, it's been a long time since they played that game. What's going on, Protect the Show podcast from Nothing But Raiders podcast? What's going on, brother? And I know he's a big fan of football, so I would love to hear your intake on this too. Is Fred Taylor a Hall of Famer? And if I think for me, Boog and Matt can absolutely agree and say Fred Taylor is a Hall of Famer. No hands down to me. Hands down to me, because it's been some running backs, there's been some players at different positions that was lacking what Fred Taylor, they didn't do what Fred Taylor did, especially at his position, and got into the Hall of Fame. So I think it's a big issue with the voters. The voters are too old school. The voters need to get with the times and have Fred Taylor be a Hall of Famer. Absolutely. I just think it's a no-brainer. I just think it's a complete no-brainer here. Especially if you, that's why I feel like if it's the pro, I understand it's called the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but if you look at the impact that, you know, like basketball does with their Hall of Fame, they put basketball, something basketball Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. They look at their college career and their professional career. Why we can't do that in the Hall of Fame for football? Why we can't do that for football? Because we've seen so many players come out that was successful in college and come out and be great in the NFL as well. Even though sometimes you might not have a great college football career, but your NFL career might be great, you still could get in the Hall of Fame. I think it should be an option there, in my opinion.
What's up, Cincinnati crew? Young Stingray. All right.
What's going on, Young Stingray? What's going on, brother? What's going on, man? I know y'all, we finally decided to do this show today. So later on in the day. So hopefully y'all could definitely chill on in here when it comes to that. So I'm going to pull up this picture, right? And I need y'all to figure out what y'all going to do with three players. Start, bench, or cut. So you have CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, and Jamar Chase. Who are you starting? Who are you sitting? And who are you cutting? So Matt, I'll start with you first. Okay, who are you starting? Who are you sitting? And who are you cutting in these three players?
So I mean, Jamar starting. That's hands down. Let's be honest here. I mean, even me, I could go out there and throw dingers to him all day long. You know what I mean? Come on now. And look, I like CeeDee Lamb. I do. I like CeeDee Lamb. I think if Dak Prescott was more consistent and healthy, I mean, he'd definitely be a guaranteed lock for one of the top three wide receivers in the NFL. Like, it's not at least in the argument. We've seen him play. So I'd bench him, and I'm sorry, I'm cutting Brown. Sorry.
Ooh.
I like Brown, but I like what CD Lamb can do more.
D-Hop, you go next. I don't even
No, bro, you gotta go, bro. I'm going from the bottom to the top, man. You're the middle man here. You gotta go.
So
man.
I got AJ starting.
Even Anthony agrees with me. Thank you. Chase start, CD Lamb bench, and AJ Brown cut.
Okay, so before I even look this, I already had AJ starting, right? I had AJ starting. I got Jamar on my bench. I'm gonna cut CD, but AJ is starting, man. Last season, AJ had 14,000 yards, 88 receptions. CD had 107. Jamar had 87. See, AJ killed everybody in yards. Rack yards 17, bro. He even the games. Jamar played 12 games last season. Like, I take AJ Brown, just more strong. Jamar Chase is just fast, and he dropped some balls. He dropped some passes too. So
Jamar Chase, when he's fully talented for a full season, I'm definitely starting him. But it's for me.
Yeah, I'm taking.
It's all about your.
I want that physicality. I want that physicality.
I was a CD Lamb fan coming out of Oklahoma. Don't get me wrong. I wanted the Raiders to get him, but I'm not cutting AJ Brown after the dominance that he had this past season. I'm just not. And you got to look at who has the better quarterback out of these three. You got Burrow and Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry, Dak is not in any of these two players' caliber. And if you look at the connection between AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, their connection is way better than Dak Prescott and CD Lamb. Everybody, if you look at it, Dak Prescott forces the ball too much to CD Lamb. Michael Gallup is not that great of a player after he tore his ACL. We know that. But I'm sitting CD Lamb. I like his route running, but if I know who I can go to in a crucial moment, where I know if I need to get to the Super Bowl, I'm going to AJ Brown and Jamar Chase.
Think about it. AJ had one more catch than Jamar and had 400 more reception yards.
So I'm starting. See, I will start AJ Brown. I will start AJ Brown. I will sit Jamar. But it's so hard to that's why I love this topic.
Yeah,
because you gotta force yourself to make a decision. But I'm cutting CD Lamb. I'm cutting CD Lamb just because of his quarterback, way Dak Prescott plays. That's just me. So I just wanted to throw that out there with y'all. So I would love to get y'all in the chat. So people saying that Chase start, Lamb sit, AJ cut. I mean, if Chase is 100% healthy, yes.
I mean, like agreed. I've seen Chase go up against Humphrey and dominate. Now this is no offense to the NFC East or North or whatever their division
NFC in general.
Yeah, I mean
whatever they want to call themselves.
They have a weak division. Let's be real. You got the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Washington Redskins, and the New York Giants. Like it has been one of the weaker divisions. Because they had that, like, them teams lose a lot of games they could definitely win, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why. But again, I'm saying, like, the Eagles' schedule isn't that great. You know what I mean? I mean, okay, it wasn't that hard, and then you have fucking, like, look at the team that they have, man. The offensive line is gold. Okay, they have good running backs. They have a damn good defense. So it's like, for him not to have them type of yards and that type of success, that would mean, you know what I mean? He was an absolute bum, but nah.
Okay. All right. So do y'all want to get it before we get into the next NFL topic? Do y'all want the first question, the first trivia question of the night, or y'all want to wait?
Go ahead.
Yeah, come on, Colin, do it. Let's do it.
All right, say no more. So let me just get let me just get this real quick for y'all because this is gonna be interesting. Very, very interesting. So, NBA topic right here. Who was the Hornets' first pick
That's tough.
in the 1991 draft?
I think I
Don't
know
even
who
look
it
it up. You gotta come off the bat. You have to look
is.
it up.
The number one was it?
Who was the first pick in the 19? Who was the Charlotte Hornets
Okay,
first pick in the
I got a
1991
question.
NBA draft? And nobody in the comments say anything.
Did he have a question? Did he have a nickname?
Yes, he had a nickname.
You talking about Larry Johnson?
Matt?
That's that. I mean, I'm either gonna go with that. I mean, I was thinking Del Curry, but no, he got drafted. He came in the late '80s.
Oh, come on, man.
And you're absolutely right, ladies and
Come
gentlemen.
on, man.
It was Larry Johnson who was the Hornets' first pick into 1991 NBA draft, ladies and gentlemen. But I think Boog is cheating. I'm gonna be completely honest here.
Listen, it's crazy.
Think Boog is cheating.
Listen. I swear to God, y'all. I was
you
gonna look.
in front of a computer today,
I definitely was
bro.
about to type it. I definitely was about to type it, but then when I thought about it, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking 91, 92, 93, 90, 95, 96, whatever. I'm thinking that whole little era, whatever, the Hornets. I'm like, okay, who did they have that was that good? I'm like, okay, Larry Johnson.
But of course, you live in Charlotte now, too.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I just kind of just broke it down. Like, who did they have that year? I'm like, Larry Johnson had to be. That's why I was asked to be a nickname. Had to be.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, okay, anybody else that would be? And I'm like, Del Curry. Nah, Del Curry was, you know what I mean? That's all like, nah.
I didn't look down. No, RC. I ain't look down.
You know he looked down. Y'all know he did.
No,
Like,
bro, I genuinely knew that. Now, if you would have asked me about like who, if you would have asked me who Miami would have had or like some, I might have been all the way off. But it's Charlotte.
It's going to, mind you, that was the easy one. It's going to get tougher.
Yeah, that was Charlotte. That was too easy.
It's going to get tougher. But let's get back into the NBA topics because I want to do those trivia questions in between. But NFL, this is according to CBS Sports. So I had to write down this list. 6 best offensive trios in the NFL. So that means running back, wide receiver, and quarterback.
Is this an all-time question or
no? It's not an all-time question. We're talking about right now in the league. All-time, no all-time question.
How many you want?
6.
6.
It's only 6 on this list according to CBS Sports. So this is the list that they had. Start from 6 to 1. Number 6 is the Dallas Cowboys with Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and Tony Pollard. Y'all thoughts?
I mean, I don't think. Is it number 1 like ranked in order? Is it ranked?
Yes, it's ranked. But they put the top 6 teams, the top 6 trios up there. And they had number 6.
I mean, maybe because I just can't because you got Dak in there, bro. I can't. You better off throwing Cooper Rush in there before you say Dak. I don't know. I don't agree with that one.
I mean, I'm with you on that. No, I maybe 9th, 10th, at the best 8th, but 6th, no.
I have to agree. I think Dallas is a bit too high. It's a bit too high here, just because of Dak inconsistency as a quarterback. That's I think if Dak was having the years that he was having, we could have a different story. Might say be higher, but Dak is mediocre at this point. So, I mean, I think it's too high to be number 6. Number 5 is the Los Angeles Chargers with Herbert, Eckler, and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, now see that I mean that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, you have a wide receiver that could be on any team, and he's going to get between 800 and 1,000 yards almost locked.
Right.
He's going to have 8 to 10 touchdowns. Like, and again, Eckler, he'd be on any team, and he's going to get you 800 to 1,000 yards guaranteed.
Yep.
And Herbert, same thing. You stick him with any team, and he's going to get you 8 wins, or damn near close to it.
I like that. So, I agree with that one.
I think even though that I am a Raiders fan, but I gotta be completely honest. I mean, Keenan Allen is one of the most underappreciated receivers in the league, in my opinion.
I just feel like people. I feel like people. Keenan Allen played decent last season, but me personally, I remember watching them play the Browns. Mike Williams is a sleeper on that team, bro. Like he helps Keenan a lot on that team. He steps up big, makes some big catches. He helps Keenan out a lot. I feel like people sleep on how much Mike Williams weighs in that offense.
If Mike Williams can stay healthy, I think that's the issue. If Allen and Williams can stay healthy at the same time, they're deadly. They're deadly.
But then you got Austin Eckler, dog. I mean Herbie. You know he Herbie. So I can agree with that one. I like that.
Number 4, you have the Buffalo Bills with Allen Diggs and James Cook.
James Cook.
Dalvin Cook's brother.
I know who he is. I know who he is. He fast or whatever. But I'm just saying, why is what?
I mean, because Singletary's not there. Because Singletary's not there anymore.
But don't they have Naheem Hines?
But Naheem Hines is not a starter in this league. We know that.
Man, I mean, Naheem Hines was holding it down at the Colts, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. He was,
but he wasn't a starter there though.
How many years has Cook been in the league?
1.
James Cook been in the league about 3 years? About 2 or 3 years?
James Cook?
Yeah, about
no.
I
thought he been a year. I thought it was 1.
I thought it was 2. I thought it was 2 years. I thought he was going into his second year. It's like 2 to 3 years. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
I think it's like 2. I think he's going into his second year. If I'm not mistaken.
He only played 16 games. Yeah, that had to be his first season.
So technically, you still got a young back with a veteran quarterback in Josh Allen and a veteran receiver in Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Do you think the ranking is too high, too low? What y'all thinking?
So I'm gonna tell you why they're getting this ranking is because the upside of Cook. Okay, so you look at 89 carries, 507 yards, 2 touchdowns, right? Right, 5.7. Yeah, I heard you. Yeah,
5.7. Yeah.
Listen, yards per carry is everything when you don't get a bunch of looks at somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially with less than 100. You're like, okay, and you got 2 touchdowns. All right, that sounds good. Yards per carry. And then 5.7. Holy shit. Okay. That's 500 and some yards. So that's what I'm saying. You average them out, but 250 carries with a year of experience and getting up to speed. Yeah, I mean, dude, I could see him almost tripling these numbers.
Yeah, especially if he don't have to split the carries with another back at that point, because he was splitting them with Singletary last year. So, and I don't think Singletary is no longer with the Buffalo Bills. So, I mean, I think they still right there at 4, depending on where the rest of the teams I'm about to name. I think they still right there at 4 because number 3 we have the Philadelphia Eagles with Hurts, AJ Brown, and any running back there. Because they have a running back by committee with the Philadelphia Eagles. So you still have Boston Scott. They did get DeAndre Swift. So you got Kenneth Gainwell. So you have a running back by committee with the Philadelphia Eagles. But that's why I said my start, sit, and cut, with the AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts connection is really good. So do you think the Eagles are too high, too low? What are your thoughts on that?
The wide receiver and quarterback is what elevates this.
Yeah, it's that the running back is what made me question, of course. But I mean, like you said,
DeAndre Swift he's good. He's good at what he does. He finds a gap and he hits it. You know what I mean? Like he can cut and run. I'm not going to say like he's not going to be James Cook, but
I mean he averaged 5.5 a carry.
He can be. I think this is the year that he proves to a lot of people in the league that this is his year, and he's playing back at home because he's from Philadelphia. So he's going to have a chip on his shoulder going into this season to try to get that number 1 spot. But I know how Sirianni like to run his offense. He like to run it with a running back with committee. Miles Sanders didn't have 1,000 yards last season, but he still made an impact in touchdowns and catching the ball out the backfield. Boston Scott didn't have a lot of yards, but he made an impact when he came on the field, and so did Kenneth Gainwell. All of them played a part in their Super Bowl run. So I don't see them having one running back carrying the whole load with this Philadelphia Eagles offense. Number 2, this is shocking to me. But the the Kansas City Chiefs is at number 2 with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Isaiah Pincheiro from Rutgers. You're bugging,
Bruh. Pacheco is okay,
bugging.
but people are gassing him up, bro. Pacheco is not all that, bro.
I watched him play.
Pacheco is not all that, bro.
You're crazy.
Pacheco is not all that, bro.
You're crazy.
I'm going to tell you why.
Sorry.
He passes the eye test. He gives you ideal numbers, and he plays good in that offense because he
was the only running back they fucking had. He was the only running back.
No, he was not. They had Jared McKinney as well. Are you serious?
Thank you, Matt. McKinney was not getting that damn game, man.
Jared McKinney made a big factor in their passing game. You're crazy right now.
Bro. I mean, what, the handful of times he was on the field?
Jared McKinnon was
come on, bro.
I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, I can only remember him being on a handful of times during the game. Like he was more of the reserve back that they used for certain schemes because Eric Bellamy wanted that to scheme some shit up and use him and instead of the rookie because again he's a rookie. You want a veteran presence in there, somebody who understands. Get that ball, get to the third down, get across the third down mark.
I get Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. I just feel like that's kind of
Isaiah Pincheiro. Y'all gotta stop sleeping on that boy, man. Undrafted free agent from Rutgers, man.
I like underdogs. I like sleepers. It's just, bro. And like I got a friend. He's real big on him. He's always Pacheco. I just don't.
I watched him play at Jersey. I went to Rutgers games, bro. Rutgers was just not a good football team. They had a good player, but Rutgers was not a good football team. They ain't been a good football team since Ray Rice. Let's keep it real. They ain't been a good football team since Ray Rice. And only reason why he stayed at Rutgers, he decided to go to Rutgers because he wanted to stay home. He's from South Jersey. So I get it. But the guy is a hard runner. I think he runs over people. He doesn't run away from contact like a lot of these running backs do in this league now. A lot of running backs do. So I the way that he just came in and Andy Reid took a shot on him. And I think it turned out for the best for him. And one thing about Andy Reid, he knows how to find players and find dogs. And I think he's a dog. And I think he's going to have a better year this year than he had last year.
Would you say Andy's the best coach in the league right now?
Absolutely.
No, I just
won a Super Bowl.
I agree. I just want to see. Absolutely.
I think he's the best coach in the league. Absolutely. Unfortunately, I'm a Raiders fan, but I got to be completely honest. I'm not going to be biased about that, In number 1, they have the Cincinnati Bengals with Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and Joe Mixon.
You said that's number 1?
Cincinnati. And Mac gonna have something to say about that. He
took his hat off.
I don't even care about Cincinnati. The fact that they put the motherfucking Cowboys with bum ass motherfucking. Are you kidding me? Nah, man. You put Prescott over Lamar Jackson and OBJ and fucking. You put J.K. Dobbins in that motherfucker, and they still better. Are you fucking?
What you saying, Matt? Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but if you look at this,
Patrick Mahomes and Kelce can elevate motherfucking
Pacheco.
Again,
I get it.
But Lamar Jackson ain't gonna elevate their motherfucking.
Listen.
Stop riding Cowboys' dick. God damn.
I get it, Mac. I get it, but we have to see. I understand the OBJ thing with Lamar Jackson, but we have to see it before we put it on a list. You got to be complete. You got to think about that here. You have to see it. But how many games is OBJ going to be able to play? Okay, there's a lot of questions with him.
Put Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews to put up better numbers.
Yeah, now that I agree with. You can put Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and J.K. Dobbins. Yes, but I would not put Lamar Jackson and OBJ just yet because Lamar Jackson has a lot to. Not Lamar Jackson. OBJ has a lot to prove.
I'd rather see Geno Smith on this list than Prescott.
Hey, that's facts. That's
now,
facts. That's
I don't know the whole list.
Kenneth Walker, Kenneth Walker, that was a fact.
But Kenneth Walker's gonna have to split the carries this year too with Charbon, with the guy Zach Charbon that got in the draft. They're going to split the carries with Kenneth Walker, but I get it. Geno Smith, DK Metcalf. If you had to put another receiver in there, you could throw Tyler Lockett in there too. You know what I'm saying? So this is only 6 teams. I don't know the full list, but these are the 6 teams that they had according to CBS Sports. It was the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, Lamb, and Tony Pollard. I don't know why they put Tony Pollard in there because he's coming off an injury. Chargers, Herbert, Eckler, and Allen. That's at number 5. Bills, Josh Allen, Diggs, and James Cook. Number 3, the Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and the running back by committee. Kansas City Chiefs with Kelsey, Kelsey, Patrick Mahomes, and Pincher. Well, I can't pronounce his name, but Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah. And Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, and Joe Burrow at number 1. That is your 6. I feel that number 1, but yet again, I put the delusional discussion organization over the Raiders, Cowboys. The Raiders, the way they better the Cowboys with Jimmy G, Josh Jacobs, and Devontae Adams is still unproven. It's still unproven with Jimmy Garoppolo at this point. So me being a Raiders fan, I'm not being biased about that either because we don't know what Jimmy Garoppolo is going to bring to this football team. Now, if you're going according off to last year, you could throw Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, and Devontae Adams in that situation, but you can't throw Jimmy G in there just yet because he has not played in a Raider uniform.
Did Prescott finish the season last year?
Yes, he finished the season last year.
He missed no games.
No, he missed games last year.
Okay.
He missed games, but
how do they make this list? How do they make this list?
Yeah, he missed. I think he broke his thumb, if I'm not mistaken, right? He broke his thumb. That Cooper Rush had to come in, or that was the year before. I'm not too sure if that's this past year or the year before, but he did miss some games. He came back and still led the league in interceptions, which I don't understand how they Cowboys make this list. I still don't get that, but who am I to say anything?
Even Buffalo was suspect. Even Buffalo was suspect. Because
as far as the running back position, absolutely, because they don't run the ball.
In that sense, Cook is not proven. And then you again, like Stephon Diggs, like he's good. Allen is good, but neither one of them have been great. Neither one of them like that's what I'm saying. Like to be great, you win in the playoffs. You make big time plays and you win big time games. They haven't done that yet. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to sit here and you're going to chop it up like this, I feel like there's a couple teams that could have big arguments.
What's going on, Real Tagoons TV? What's going on, brother? What's up, man? But you know, this number 1 and then number 6 kind of got Mac pissed off.
Nah, the number one I'm fine with. It's the number 6. And the number 5, and then like again.
Oh, you mean number 4? Because the Bills is number 4 over the Chargers. If you had to take a team out, of course, outside of your Baltimore Ravens, Mac, if you had to take, matter of fact, let's do this: 2 teams out of this list to add in there. Who would you put and who would you get rid of? I know it'll be the Cowboys first. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take the Cowboys out easily. Like, and
so if you take the Cowboys out, who are you putting them at number 6?
Now, see, that's why I'm like, okay, I can't put the Ravens in there. It's just the whole proven thing. I mean, shoot, damn.
Number 6, we talking about?
Yeah, if you had to put,
I would put Seattle in there.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you got DK. Kenneth, Geno, I would put Seattle in there.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you can't throw San Fran in there, no quarterback. The Giants, but who is the?
No, hold up though, because Purdy did play last year.
Sure did.
The starting quarterback. Hey, look. I'm just saying. Look at the talents around him. You telling me Debo?
You could put Debo, Christian McCaffrey,
elevate Purdy.
You could mix and match with that 49ers. You could put Purdy, Kittle, and McCaffrey, or you could put Purdy, Debo Samuel, and you could do a lot of mixing and matching with the receiving core with them.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's more deserving teams. I feel like, you know what I mean. It's always a Cowboys fan. Oh man.
Yeah, y'all think this is a Cowboys fan that made this list, right? You think so?
I mean, look,
What's up, Real Goon TV? Real
Either
Two
that,
Goons TV.
Jerry Jones slipped him a little envelope. You know, that motherfucker love doing that shit. Talk about Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys? But I want to get into this next topic. It's been talked about for the last couple of days, but we all know the whole rivalry thing that's been going on in the back and forth between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. So we all know what Jamar Chase came out when he said that who was his MVP in the league, and he, of course, he's going to back up his quarterback and say Joe Burrow. Of course, he's going to say that. That's his teammate. And then when the reporter said Patrick Mahomes, Jamar Chase said Patrick who? So Patrick Mahomes went on Twitter and got his 2 rings and took a picture and said, "This is Pat who," with the 2 rings emojis. And then the Kelsey brothers have their podcast. But this is what Travis Kelsey had to chime in on. He said, "Shout out to Jamar Chase for holding it down for his QB, but don't you ever disrespect Patrick Mahomes now." But technically, this is how he really said it. He said,
"Don't you get?"
Yeah, he said, "Listen, listen." He said, "Talk your shit, talk your shit. That's what it is. But don't disrespect Patrick Mahomes." How's these games going to turn out this season, y'all? With all this talk in the offseason,
Bro.
Is Jamar Chase stirring up the pot? Like, is he really trying to bring the hype to this game as of right now? Like, what y'all thinking about this right now?
Hey, look, I hope so, man, because they all better come to play. Like, because you know it's going to be a back and forth game. Like, it's going to be fireworks when they play.
Right.
And I hope they do. Do they play in the regular season? I thought they did play in the regular season.
They do play in the regular season. They at least play once in the regular season.
Exactly. No, Jamar Chase won't win the division. Of course he won't. The Ravens going to win the damn division. Come on now.
No, that's Keith Ford. Shout out to my boy Keith. He's a Ravens fan. He's a Raven fan as well.
Oh, big ups.
Well, shout out to my boy Keith, man. Shout out to you, brother. We got to talk offline too, Keith. We got to talk offline. But I mean, how y'all feel about, do you feel like Jamar Chase kind of disrespected Patrick Mahomes in that way?
Hell yeah. He doing the same thing Eli Apple did and got them torched. He doing the same thing Apple did, bro.
But the only thing is, I think he did was he just turned the motherfucking gas up on his team. Like that gas up. Now they either gonna boil over and they gonna or they gonna burn out.
Now we gotta understand this too, and I was just watching this on NFL Live today that Orlando Brown was on there, which he was a former offensive lineman for the Kansas City Chiefs last year, and then now he is a Cincinnati Bengal offensive lineman now, protecting Joe Burrow. Now I always want to throw this out there for Orlando Brown because I know this was hard for him, but in Oklahoma he protected Baker Mayfield, he protected Kyler Murray, he protected Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow. You cannot tell me that guy has not did some of the best quarterbacks in college football and some of the best quarterbacks in this league. I'm sorry. Orlando Brown got a resume. I'm sorry, he has a fucking resume. But in this case, I like Jamar Chase talking that shit, man. I like it. Because listen, I'm from Philly. We talk that talk and we walk that walk.
But see, you got
Jamar Chase going to do that. He's going to do that. He's just hyping the game up. I like somebody that sells a fight.
But I feel like they just did that. But I feel like it's different when, all right, because like I use me when I play 2K, for instance. Like I talk a lot of shit because I know I'm usually gonna beat somebody's ass. But if somebody you just talk all that shit last year and just got your ass whooped. They was in there saying they smoking Burrow pack, all type of shit. Like you can't, like you just need to chill, get your mind together, get your mind right. But I can feel what Mac's saying too, because now he putting pressure on his team. Like now we got to step it up and whoop their ass.
But I think, but if you look at the last 3 to 4 years with these two teams, they've been back and forth of winning games in the playoffs. It hasn't been a landslide that Kansas City just been kicking their ass every year. Now, if that's the case, then I would say, okay, Jamar Chase, you need to shut the hell up because you've been getting your ass kicked every year. But the Bengals just beat them not this past year, but the year before, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I'm like, that's what I'm saying. This is a back and forth building a rivalry. So I understand why Jamar Chase said that he he's selling a fight. Yes, they're the Super Bowl champions, but we're trying to come and knock y'all asses off. Who cares? I got 2 Super Bowls right now. That's why I love to talk. I love to talk. Anthony Price, you gotta be scared of Philly. Just come to Philly and you see it for yourself. Bruh.
Nobody's scared.
You see for yourself, bruh. You see for yourself. Well, I mean, nobody's scared of the 76ers. That makes sense. Nobody's scared of them. But somebody y'all gonna definitely be scared of the city. James Harden better be scared for the city. He better not walk through this hood. Let you know
What
that
you
now.
mean, man? James Harden good,
You know
man.
what I
That's
mean.
good.
He will get cussed out. He will get cussed out. What?
Man,
I've been to Baltimore.
Harden,
I've been to
man.
East and West Baltimore. Been there, done that. Have family there.
No,
I
East
know.
Baltimore.
I know
East
the
Baltimore,
trenches.
good.
Okay. I know the trenches, but I love the selling of the fight here. I love it, and I just can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it, and if it's a primetime game, we will be doing it on this channel. No, we will be doing it on this channel. You're damn right. And all the primetime games is going to be on this channel anyway. You know what, Keith?
I come to Baltimore.
Yeah, he killed that.
But Anthony did have a question for you, real quick, Mac, that I forgot to put up. And he said, question for Mac, you're a Ravens fan. Thoughts on Lamar Jackson on a couple months ago? He still haven't proven anything to me in that division. One great year in 2019, and he gets his money. He just better ball.
All right, come on, let's be honest here. All right, when we're talking weapons here, Flacco had 1 year of real good weapons. And what did he do? He went to the playoffs, he showed out. Lamar, first year, he's got weapons. Okay? So let's see if he can show out. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't. There's no excuses. That's why I keep banging on the table saying, Ravens, go pick up a running back. Let's go get a proven running back that's healthy, pair with Lamar, both of them running out of the backfield. Lamar throwing it out, using our new offensive coordinator, what's his name, Todd something. Dude, he run the offense is completely different. Okay, this offense is an actual scheme, not just 16 plays drawn up and swing side to side. Okay, that's what Lamar's been playing, and he's still dominating the shit out of most teams. So now you have a true offensive coordinator who's going to come in here, who's not a yes man to Harbaugh, who the owner actually had a big hand in hiring, because Harbaugh is eventually going to be on the hot seat. If you got Lamar Jackson and you can't take it home in the playoffs, like that's the big thing. And that's for everybody. But now he has the weapons. We have a defense. We have a complete team to put on the field. There's no more excuses after this year. Like, that's it. This is the year. We need to go to the playoffs and win multiple games. If not, get to the Super Bowl and win it. Like, time is now.
It definitely is. It definitely is. I listen. I said this.
You're talking about two teams in the NFL are more complete than us, or at least as complete as us. You're talking about every level of the team, from safety, cornerback, linebacker, defensive line, offensive line, wide receiver, tight end, running back, quarterback. We got somebody at least in the top 20 in every single one of those positions.
And I said it multiple times with Lamar Jackson. I completely understand that this man is an MVP. He is a talent. He is. But now it's time to put the money where the mouth is now. It's just where's that? We got the contract. We got the contract underway. The contract is good, but it's time for him. It's time to put up or shut up. It's time for him to get the he got the bag, and it's time to take them. It's to me, it's playoffs. You got to go back to the playoffs, and you have to dominate the playoffs. So, I mean, I was going to say AFC championship or bust, but I'm going to say at least to the divisional. At least to the divisional.
No, it's AFC championship. It's AFC championship or bust.
But I said that in a couple shows ago, and you was like, nah, not AFC championship yet.
OTAs, baby. Them guys out there running. Team is looking
fluid. I don't care for OTAs. I want to see what y'all do in training camp when the pads is on. What's up?
The big difference is, though, our whole team comes to OTAs. You're talking about there's like 3 or 4 players that ain't there because they got other commitments. Everybody else is there.
I hate OTAs.
Listen, our rookie is going to be our starting left guard. All right. I'm not going to butcher his name, but I believe he's a Samoan accent.
That's who he tore his ACL at the combine, right?
No. I'm not talking about him. He's going to replace what's his name, Zeidler, next year.
Oh yeah, like okay.
Yeah. You're talking about Voorhees.
Yeah, Voorhees.
Yeah. That motherfucker tore the ACL, still beat everybody.
Still hitting reps. Yeah,
he was a monster. I'm not gonna even lie. He was a monster there, but we got another NBA trivia for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Another NBA trivia.
All right, let's go.
Who was the all-time leader in assists in a single season? Doesn't matter what position it is. Who was the all-time leader in assists in a single season?
Who is or was?
What's my?
Well, I mean, who? Well, technically, is who is who is.
Leading
Yeah,
right
I
now?
put who was by accident.
You know, look, I'm just gonna be funny. I'm gonna say LeBron.
We talking about active. We talking about active right now.
No,
Just a general.
Yeah.
What's my boy name? I'm gonna
say it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna say Stockton. I was gonna say Stockton already. I just watched somebody talk about Stockton the other day. Matter of fact, who was that? What's my boy name? Played for the Heat. He talked a lot of shit. I'm forgetting his name right now. Gary Payton. I just watched Gary Payton talk about him, and Gary Payton literally said he was like Stockton is that type of player. He only played 35 minutes. He was like that. He's like he'd come down, he'd shoot 5 shots, come down, get 5 assists. Coach take him out. He come back and he's like, before you look up, he had triple-double. I just literally watched a reel about that. That's the only reason I said Stockton. I was thinking Stockton already.
So John Stockton holds the all-time record for total assists for 1,164. In assists per game was 14.54 in a season. That was achieved in 1990 and 91 and 89 and 90 seasons, respectively. Mark Jackson holds the rookie record for total assists per game when he had 868. He averaged 10.6 in 1987 and 88.
Nasir, now it's funny because Nasir, bro, literally, I'm not even gonna cap to you. And no offense to Matt, but as soon as I thought about passing the ball, I was like, gotta be somebody white. It has to be somebody white. We talking about assists. It had to, bro.
There's 3 things that we do really well.
Yeah.
We pass the ball and we can shoot. That's it.
It had to.
You can mix some defense in there where you will, but you know that's the prototypical white guy.
Yeah,
prototypical white guy. Absolutely. So,
all right.
Y'all ready for some more? Y'all want to get the more topic before we get to the, I can give y'all the third NBA topic before we go to the John Collins trade.
Mr. Meeks, you said bring back Marcus Peters. If we did, it would be like one of the last signings we do. You know what I mean? But other than that, I like the young guys. I like the looks that they were getting last year at the end of last year. I like what they've been looking like so far in OTAs and minicamp. The cornerback we drafted last year, I want to say it's like a Sear or I know his name starts with A. Dude, he was looking fire out there the other day. Like he was going step for step with the rookie. And I mean, I think that's pretty phenomenal considering, like you really can't, hit nobody right now. And this man was on him. So I wouldn't mind it, but again, I don't feel like if we went and picked him up now, it'd be too much money. We'd want to waste the money. Go ahead.
So last NBA topic before we get into the NBA, that's NBA trivia before we get into the NBA topics. George Gervin had the most points scored in a quarter, and that record, to be exact, I think it was 31. It was 33. It was 33 back in 1978 against the New Orleans Jazz. Now, that record was broken by what player in 2015 and still hold this record to this day?
I want to say Clay, but that was in 2015 when Clay did that, and I don't think that was in a quarter. It's not Harden. I don't think it's Harden, Keith.
I think it's Kobe.
You think it's Kobe? Okay.
But in 2015, Kobe wasn't balling like that.
So technically, just to let y'all know,
Can we get one hand? One hand.
it actually was Klay Thompson.
Come on,
in
man.
2015.
Respect my mind, man. Come
Klay
on.
Thompson
now.
had 37 points on January 25th in 2015 against the Sacramento Kings. He
You
scored
said Clay,
37.
and he didn't say nothing. Now I started trying to go away from. I'm sitting there thinking like, 2015, like shit, man.
Because
Yep,
I remember that game where he did that, bro.
He scored
Okay, my bad.
37 points in I think it was the third quarter, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the third quarter, and it was against the Sacramento Kings on January 25th, 2015.
I think that's the game where they said he had scored all those points taking like two dribbles. Like I remember that game. That's why I said I didn't think that game was in 2015 though. Damn, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was 2015. This before he had the fro. That's remember he had the shortcut with the wave looking like John B out this joint. So
he said John B.
Seriously, you could not tell me when he had that low cut, he didn't look like John B.
Hey, you killed that with John B is crazy.
Yo, I always when I first saw him come in the league, I'm like, yo, John B playing basketball, bro. Like what? So just to let you know ahead of time, don't put the wrong answer in the comments so they can guess, please. Just to let y'all know. But it's up to y'all.
Don't make it easy. Just don't make it easy.
Oh, I mean, we can go to the NFL ones. I got 3 NFL topics right now. 3 NFL trivia right now.
Give us one. The audience liking it too. Let's get one. Let's get an NFL.
Who was the first team to win back-to-back Super Bowls?
Ooh.
The first team in the NFL to win back-to-back Super Bowls.
I don't know that shit.
Green Bay.
I ain't go.
Matt got
He
it
hit
right.
on the head. Damn.
He hit it on the head. Absolutely. It was the 67 and the 60. Oh, no, actually, that's the wrong
And
one.
look. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I know. Pawn Stars. They had a Pawn Star edition, and the lady came in with the back-to-back rings, and it was for like a custodial ring or some or a cufflink or something. I can't remember, but it was back-to-back years, and that's the only reason I know. That's the only reason I know, because that's the first time.
And that is your world champions from
Ooh.
1966 and
Who was on that
1967
team?
Green Bay Packers, ladies and gentlemen.
The center, what was it? The center or the guard just got inducted to the Hall of Fame a few years ago. What's his name? Jerry something?
Who the hell was even on that team?
I knew it all. I'm a 30 for 30 student. Listen, I watch 30 for 30 a lot. I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, the 1966 and the 1967 Green Bay Packers was the first NFL team to win back-to-back Super Bowls in history. So that's the first one. The second one that we got here is, I think I probably know the last one, but I'm gonna do this one. Who holds the record for most touchdowns in a single season?
Oh, come on. LD. Oh, no,
LD.
LT. My bad. LaDainian Tomlinson.
Well, Damien.
How
Is it
many?
Damien?
How many?
Oh, come on.
Ain't
You
it
got
like
hard with that one.
30 something? It's either like 28 or like 30, 32 or 31. So
All right, so
yeah, man.
it was 30. It was 31 touchdowns. It was
Ah.
31 touchdowns, but in what year?
Oh, see, now you're trying to be.
What year? So you
I'm trying to look at who
get all
that is
3 of them
behind him.
right.
Hold on. Oh, 2006 or 2007.
Mac, you got it right. 2006.
Ooh.
Talk your shit, Mac. Talk your shit. So the Darion Thompson 31 touchdowns in 2006. That he still holds that record to this day.
Again, I'm gonna tell you how I know. The ESPN commercial.
What you cheating mother effer? Did it just show it?
No, I closed my eyes and it popped in my head.
He said it just popped up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
No,
okay.
seriously, I got no TV on, no nothing. I literally just closed my eyes and I'm like, what year was that commercial? Because I remember it because he got the record. And then ESPN started showing that commercial every single day after that. And I was trying to see or think, was that before Mikey was born or after?
And everybody should know this. And everybody in the chat should know this. Which NFL team had a winless season in 2008? They win not one game.
Winless.
They not win not one game in 2008.
Detroit Lions. Come on, man.
Detroit.
Yes, that's correct. The
I was
bum-ass Detroit Lions with Steve Mariucci.
I was about to say somebody better not say the Browns.
It was definitely the Detroit Lions.
Later.
Yes, and Steve Mariucci was one of the worst coaches in the league at that time. Even Matthew Stafford was on that team, just to let you know. I think he was on that team.
What do y'all think makes him the worst coach? What do y'all think make him the worst coach?
Who's being the worst coach?
What do y'all think made him the worst coach?
What made Steve Mariucci the worst coach?
If I'm saying Mariucci.
Yo, Steve Mariucci, I just think he was past his prime. Mind you have to think about it. It was after the 49er tender that he had, that he won a lot of games, but with Jeff Garcia at the time, he had T.O. over there and those guys. I just think he was at the end of his tender when it came to coaching. He was under Mike. He comes from the Mike Holmgren tree in Green Bay with him and Andy Reid and Mariucci. They all under that staff there. Then he got his head coaching debut with the San Francisco 49ers, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work out. They didn't have enough quality players in that 2008 season to win a game. It was really bad for the Detroit Lions. It was bad. There
was a handful of games that were within 3 points.
Right. It was definitely a handful of games. They was competitive. They just couldn't win.
The Browns was good for 1-2 down.
Another coach I hated was Nick Saban with the Dolphins. He quit on them. Top three words for me.
Oh, for sure. That's why
that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, he's a really good football coach as far as college level, but NFL, stay away from him.
But I mean, I try to make them as hard as possible. But I was running out of time here because then I had to come home and do the topics. But I'm definitely going to be doing my research tonight for y'all for tomorrow's trivia. Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing my research for that. And I might have to throw some baseball in there too. I might have to throw some baseball and some college sports in there too. So yeah, and so we got the trivia out the way. I wanted to do something different with the trivia. I thought that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was dope. I gotta give a congratulations on that.
That was definitely dope. I definitely like that.
Oh yeah. So that's definitely something we can bring back on the regular.
Oh yeah, I'm planning on bringing it back every damn day. And just to let you know, happy birthday to Michael Vick. He turns 43 today. One of the greatest quarterbacks. One of the greatest quarterbacks to ever do it when it comes to his legs. And they showed highlights earlier of the overtime game when they played against Minnesota. He was just running around and he ended up winning the touchdown in Minnesota. He was running so fast he let two Minnesota Vikings defenders bump into each other. That was insane. But Michael Vick definitely has some of his great years in Atlanta Falcons. So
listen,
happy birthday, Michael Vick.
I'll say this: if that shit don't happen, Michael Vick wins the Super Bowl. Agreed. If it don't happen, Mike
Vick would have had a Super Bowl if he ain't had that dog fighting shit. I agree with you 100%, Mac.
Yeah.
100%, bro.
I had a lot of people argue with me and be like, nah, he might have made it to a Super Bowl, but he wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. Who could he have won? Blah blah blah, all that talking shit. But it was like
that Atlanta Falcons team was good with Michael Vick. You were some of the best teams in the NFC in those years.
So that's what I'm saying. Could you imagine him playing? What was it? 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, all the way through it with no couple year cutoff right there. Like his game doesn't drop off like it does. Like he came back and he had like 4 decent years. You know what I mean? But it
just wasn't the Michael Vick that we saw when he first came into the league out of Virginia Tech.
Yeah, because now you're taking a damn 30-year-old body, trying to whip it back into shape and get it into something. And he did. But the whole thing is like taking that time off. That really, I mean, it was fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, but again, man, he was one of my favorite quarterbacks ever. Because I mean, he was like Brett Favre, but better. Because Brett Favre played a lot. Like Brett Favre ran the ball.
Brett Favre was like a backyard type of quarterback that just listen. You just run down and I'll find you. I'm gonna avoid these defenders. So I'm looking at it on ESPN right now because we're gonna talk about it on NBA. It's saying there is reports that the Heat is monitoring the situation with Damian Lillard. That Damian Lillard and Jimmy Butler posted a musical links to each other, but I think that's so petty. Like they're just trying to find anything and everything to try to make sure Dame is to Miami. Like it's getting out of hand now.
Yeah, people have to think at a point, bro. Like this is such a trend of like a player's about to get traded or about to go somewhere, and everybody trying to keep up with them on social media. Now, I'm not going to say that he aren't in a real run for Dame, of course, but him and Jimmy are trolling. Like, I would troll like that too if I just know, like, I post this right now, everybody can be like, oh, he's going there. I might post, I'm in Utah. You get what I'm saying? Just a troll. So I think at this point they're just trolling. They're just trolling.
I mean, but my whole thing is, does Miami have enough to get him?
So, and what I'm looking at right now with the trade matches, they put Tyler Hero in there with Caleb Martin. So for Damian Lillard, they give up. This is what Bobby Marks is saying right now on my TV. Damian Lillard for 2 first-round picks in 2028 and 2030 for Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, and the rookie Jovic for Damian Lillard.
That wouldn't be bad.
And he's saying that from a salary standpoint, that's the only way that will work.
You see that book?
That wouldn't be bad.
What that book say?
It's not a book.
Oh, kill we.
Oh my God.
He said, what book?
Oh my God. Look at you. Whoa, wait a minute. But I think, you know what? I can see that, knowing that you could bring in a Caleb Martin to work with Scoot Henderson. You know, you got Tyler Hero over there as well. Then you got 2 first-round draft picks, and you take a bench player. You're losing Caleb Martin, you're losing Tyler Hero for Damian Lillard. Mac, I mean, how would you feel if that trade actually went down? Do you agree or disagree with that?
No, I mean that looks straight to me. I mean, the whole thing is from the Portland's point is now they got Scoot. Scoot's going to be their main guy. So now you need to get him pieces, and especially like if they were to get Caleb Martin and Tyler Hero, that's bad. That's bad.
And they still trying to, for some reason, I heard Jeremy Grant is on the block too, from what I'm hearing. That Jeremy Grant is on the block, so he might not be in Portland with them. But I mean, you still have a young core with Hero. You know, he's coming off his hand injury, but I think he'll be an asset to the Portland Trail Blazers. I think Caleb Martin, I know he had a bad finals, but we all know the potential in the ceiling for Caleb Martin.
So then, honestly, Portland can stick with if they got that trade done, and you got Martin, you got Hero, you got Scoot, and then say you go get like DeAndre Jordan and a Drummond.
Yeah, or a Drummond. Yeah, one of the two.
Nah, you go get both of them.
Even when Nurkic still there.
Yeah, Nurkic is not consistent enough. They definitely.
Come on, man. So I got 3 big guys. So I'm guaranteed to have one on the court at all times. Sometimes 2.
That's what I'm saying, Miami. You better get on it. I would love for Miami to go get Andre Drummond. I really would love that.
But I don't think I just don't think they're really worried about bigs right now. I'm not gonna lie. Even when I seen them move, what's the guy name that came to Philly? Tall guy. What's his name? The 7-footer, but whatever.
It was right now. But you know about this past year?
Yeah, this past year. The backup center for the Heat.
Because I know we traded Andre Drummond last year. last year.
No, not Zeller, huh?
It was. I know it's Paul Reed, it's Joel Embiid, and I know it's another guy. He came from Miami. I know who you're talking about.
Dwayne Dedman.
Yeah,
Dwayne
Dedman.
So
Yeah.
when I watched him give Dedman up, and he didn't play bad. You gotta think, Bam is gonna ball out regardless. Bam gonna do his shit. He's gonna play well. They just need a guy to come in there, get some rebounds. But he don't even got to score really. He's gonna come in there and that's why I feel what Matt's saying. All those guys fit that criteria. They're gonna come in there. They're gonna rebound the ball. That's all we need you to do really. Anything else extra you do is just a plus.
Get rebounds and putbacks. And putbacks. You tell me right now, imagine that. You got DeAndre Jordan and Andre Drummond both playing down on the block. You're playing zone defense and you're literally playing give and go offense. Move quick, get the first shooter open, take the shot. Two big guys stay back. They clean up the glass. Bro,
they definitely still need a big man.
Agree with RC talks. I definitely agree there.
It's a freaking game, bro. You're not gonna.
I mean, but it's still. Because who do we all still have out there? I mean, like you got Nurkic still out there in free agency.
You still got Brook Lopez that's in free agency.
You got Lopez out there. I'm hearing Utah and Houston. Houston is a big front runner for Lopez right now, which will be big for them.
I think the Brook Lopez thing is going to happen. It depends on what Milwaukee does with Chris Middleton.
I'll say this, right? If the Heat don't go get Dame, they should go get Cat.
You know what? I am not mad at that. I am not mad at that. If you don't get Damian Lillard, you damn sure go get Karl Anthony Towns. You're damn right about that.
And then that way you can really, I like that, Matt.
Or that way you put whichever one they want to deal.
Yeah, they probably take Cat though, get more scoring. You can put him at the 4.
Yeah, you can put him at the 4 or the 5 and still have Bam in there.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can switch them in and out, and both of them can play up. Like Cat's defense ain't bad at the line,
right?
So I mean, shit, man.
And do y'all see the clear Eastern Conference winners with Dame? I think so. Just the coach of Sprosa, like Coach Spo, he's such a good coach. Like, and he's a good coach. He's
Spo's a good coach. I'm just saying when we said we're talking about them winning the East. We talk about them winning the East.
Somebody other than just Dame. Even if you kept that team exactly how it was and you added Dame.
You still need to go get a big man to play a part with Dame. I think Jimmy Butler is what you have.
Because what happens if you get that same matchup again next year? The Heat make it to the finals and they go up against them again.
Exactly.
And Jokic runs over them again.
That's why I feel like if they could go out and get a big man, and I think and they just got the guy from UCLA in the draft. I think he's going to be really good for them.
No, that's going to be big for them.
He's going to be really good for them. But I don't see him being an immediate impact like as of today or tomorrow. But
I see him starting by December. Don't speak too soon. I see him starting by December though. I'll see him starting in December.
I'll say this. I think if he plays in the summer league. He might be starting.
Oh, he's playing.
There you go.
Cat though, Matt, where I'm a Timberwolves fan. Give me a sweet package to give y'all. Cat, I can't see y'all having enough. If Miami want Cat, y'all gotta give up Jaquez Jr. and picks a Hero and Bam. That's not happening.
No, they're not giving up Junior or Bam for sure. Hero might move. I can see that.
Give you a handful of picks. They'll give you Hero. They'll give you Martin. There you go. That is a good pack.
You get you Hero, Martin, and the rookie Jokic, whatever his last name is, and 2 first-round picks in 2028. We give you the same picks, the same trade that you doing for Damian Lillard for Cat. You're damn right.
I mean, they would be foolish to, because the whole thing is the versatility that he can play with anybody. Now, he's not always going to be the lights-out superstar you would want him to be, but he's consistent enough to say you're pretty much going to average a double-double out of him every single game.
Facts.
Even in the playoffs. He went through some slumps where he wasn't doing the best, but he had games where his ass was on motherfucking fire and damn near carried Miami. So no,
You know,
I wouldn't move from Bam anyway because Bam can play the 4 at a high ass level, and he can play the 5 at a very high level. He can switch out and play the 3, and even have to defend out on the 3-point line, past the perimeter. So no, like come on, let's be honest here.
Wow.
He can be pedestrian at times. Let's not get that twisted. But when he's playing turned all the way up, let's be honest here. Bam can be very nasty.
This is crazy. On this date, 20 years ago in 2003, the Cleveland Cavaliers selected LeBron James at number 1, Darko Milicic at number 2 for the Detroit Pistons, and Carmelo Anthony number 3. So it's 20 years since the 2003 NBA draft as of today. Now they're showing Chris Bosh when he got drafted to Toronto. Quick question for me before anything else. Is the 2003 draft is the greatest draft of all time?
It's definitely one of the top 3. I will guarantee you that.
Yes, I was gonna say I like that, man. It's one of the top 3. It's one of the top 3. It's hard to say number one.
Listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, the '86 draft. Yeah. It's still Akeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan. Come on, man. Just them 2 names alone, like, bro. And then you can keep going. So that's why it makes it hard for me. And Michael Jordan to me is my all-time favorite.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That 1986 draft. That's tough, man. If you look at the list of names,
yes. Start naming them. Come on, because just prove my point.
Yo, that 1986 draft was stacked. So if you look at it, you had Chuck Parsons, you had Roy Tarpley, Ron Harper, you had Sabonis was in that 86. No, I'm sorry, not Sabonis. I'm trying to look at that. Okay, so June 17, 1986, it was 162 total selections. And wow, it was 7 rounds back then. Well, I'll be damned. Yeah, Len Bias. If Len Bias wasn't on them drugs, he would have stayed there.
Damn, man, that's crazy. Len Bias, man. RP Len Bias.
Len Bias went to the he was ahead of overdose. But the first round.
And hold on. RC, yes. 1996 was that's what makes it those are the top 3. Okay.
Yeah, 86, 96, and 2003.
That's why I want to say 96, but
that's why I said bro, there's 3 drafts that stand above all others. Okay. Now don't get it twisted. 1979 was epic. You had Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, but when you come down after that, that's when it slopes a little bit after the next 5-6 names. So this is good. Good.
So you got so it was 86 draft. So Brad Daugherty, Len Bias, Chris Washburn, Chuck Parsons, Kenny Walker, William Bedford, Roy Tarpley, Ron Harper, Brad Sellers, John Dawkins, John Sally, John Williams, Dwayne Washington, Walter Berry, Del Curry, Maurice Martin. You had Bill Thompson, Buck Johnson. You had Scott Skiles. You had Sabonis. You had Mark Price. You had Dennis Rodman. Nate McMillan was in this draft. Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon. Jeff Hornacek.
Yeah, you can't beat that one. You can't beat that.
Yeah, it's really hard to beat this draft. And mind you, it was 7 rounds back then, so I'm not going through 7 rounds of picks in itself.
Oh my bad. I was thinking about RC with the that 2003 draft, because you just got to think. Okay, you got Bron, you got Melo. Who else you got? Dwayne, Chris Bosh, Cal Carver. But after that, it's like none of those guys really did nothing. I mean, you got a couple guys that had.
Darko Milicic was definitely a bust at number 2 in that draft. He did win one with the Detroit Pistons, but he wasn't no impact.
Think about it. They had Chris Kaman going at number 11 in 2003. Wow, that's the type of stuff I look at. You had after Boris Diaw and Kurt Heinrich, it really wasn't nobody. I mean, you had Barbosa, but after that, it gets bad. You get Zaza, Josh Howard, Steve Blake, Travis Outlaw, Matt Bronner. I mean Kendrick Perkins.
Let's take a look back at this '96 draft. Let's take a look back at it. You know, you had the Allen Iverson, Marcus Camby, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Stephon Marbury, Ray Allen, Antonio Walker, Lorenzo Wright, Kerry Kittles. You had Kobe Bryant in there, Steve Nash, Peja Stojakovic, John Wallace, Jermaine O'Neal. I said Marbury, Derek Fisher.
Street legend.
You had Stojakovic.
Yes, Peja Stojakovic. Yeah, I said that too. But
Derek Fisher, you got Fisher.
Yep, Derek Fisher. That was Drew Barry. Drew Barry was definitely a shooter at that time too. I like the Drew Barry. I'm surprised he went that far with the 57th overall pick. Malik Rose went in the second round as well. Philadelphia native. That's how I know Malik Rose. I met him a few times. Jeff McNinnis. You had a few. This draft from the top. If you look at the top the first round in itself, that's a good ass first round. Especially in that top 10 with Allen Iverson, Camby, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Marbury, Ray Allen, Antonio Walker. That's the top 6 in itself. So that 96 draft was just as good as that 86 draft, but the 2003 84. Okay. Yeah, 84 was the draft, but still, like, I think it still beats out 2003. I still think it beats out 2003. Both drafts, in my opinion.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, 84 was the best. Again, you had Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan pushes over the top, and then the fact that you can list over 20 names out of that draft that went on to have good, impactful careers. I mean, that tells it all. 96, it's nipping at the heels, but again, Michael Jordan, you know what I mean. Kobe Bryant was the next best thing. That's why it's number 2, baby. And then number 3 is because who's number 3? LeBron is number 3, baby. Come on, man. If we talk about,
I think a lot of people would debate with you that they'll put LeBron number 1, but I'm not going to have that debate here because
come on, I want all the smoke. I want all the damn smoke. LeBron.
Y'all heard it here first from the Darion Hopkins show. Y'all heard it here first. Did y'all talk about the Jazz have the best front court in the league now?
Well,
here we go. I forgot. Shout out to my boy Rodney. He is a Utah Jazz fan. I totally forgot.
The best front court is a stretch, though. Now they did have marking that average of 25 last year, but the best.
That's a good question, though. That's a good question, but we do want to break down this trade, though. I do want to break down this trade. So John Collins is officially traded, ladies and gentlemen. After all these years of speculation of him being traded, he's finally traded to the Utah Jazz, and I don't think they gave up a lot. I don't think the Jazz gave up nothing in this. In when it comes to it, the Hawks are finalizing the trade to send John Collins to the Jazz for Rudy Gay in a future second-round pick. Atlanta largely unloading Collins' 3-year, $78 million for some roster building flexibility, alignment with looming changes at the salary cap. So it does say that Rudy Gay exercises $6.4 million option for 2023 and 2024. And his agent, Shore Permute, says that he tells ESPN that they cleared the way for that trade, can't be formalized until July 6th.
Yeah, it was a money dump.
Yep, it was definitely a money dump.
Damn, that's exactly what they were trying to dump. Damn, you killed that shit.
Yeah, I mean, there would be make no other sense. But I mean, it's tip for tat. So I mean, that's how it works sometimes. I mean, obviously, as a Wizards fan, I know all about it. But yeah, Don Collins, yes, hot damn. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting.
So I know you put the Jazz roster in the group chat. If I'm not mistaken, Mac, one of y'all did that, right?
Yeah, that was Matt.
So let me just try to go scroll up and find this list real quick, because if you look at this roster so far for the Utah Jazz, I think they get it's not a bad roster. I mean, see, half of these names I cannot pronounce. So I mean, Chris Dunn, good. I like Chris Dunn. I like Jordan Clarkson. I think he's very underrated in this league. I think he's definitely.
They still got Matisse, don't they?
Matisse who?
They got. Yeah.
No, he's in Portland.
That's what I thought we were talking about.
No, we talking about John Collins
Oh,
going to
John Collins
Utah.
going to Utah.
Mm-hmm. He's
Yes.
leaving out the Utah players.
Yeah, all the Utah players. I mean, Taylor and Horton Tucker, I was not a big fan of him. Keontae George is going to be good for them. Laurie Marketing. I feel sorry for the Chicago Bulls. I don't know how they got rid of Laurie Marketing. I don't understand why they did that.
Cavs should have got him.
But Colin Sexton is really a guy that's really going to be big for them in Utah. This is a young squad. You know, Juan Toscano Anderson, you know, they used to play for the Golden State Warriors. He is there as well. This is a young squad. This is a young squad that could probably find their ways and, you know, try to get into a play-in or something of that nature. But how do y'all feel about the trade, adding John Collins to that roster now?
I just want to know if Sex is going to stay. I think that's going to be a big thing with how that team goes, because it's like, okay, you got two big men that can score, you got some young guard, but you don't really have a besides him. If he leaves, I don't feel like they really have a point guard. I don't really feel like they have a trustworthy point guard if he leaves. Not only do they not have a point guard, I don't feel like they even have anybody at the point guard position that could defend if he leaves.
What's the other rookie's name? What is it? Brian something?
That went to Utah?
No, that's at Utah. They drafted him.
I thought it was Keontae. I thought Keontae.
No, they got George.
Keontae George.
They got somebody else too. Hold on a second.
So RC says that Utah is trying to complete a rebuild, but I'm a little bit more confused with the Collins trade. Who?
Bryce Sensabaugh or so. I don't know.
Sensabaugh.
Yeah,
you said it right. Damn, you said it right.
Yeah. Man, I was watching his highlights on on ESPN.
You said I'm a little bit confused with the trade. Colin Sexton, Laurie, Kelly Olynyk, Jordan Clarkson, Walker, Kessler, and now John Collins. I mean, I'm not confused with the trade at all. It was a money dump, just like Max said. It was a money dump, man. And go ahead, bud.
And that's not a bad squad. They're not terrible. You could just say
they're not out there in full rebuild.
Yeah, they're not in full. You still got Marketing. You got Olynyk, Clarkson. Like, I like that. I like that. Marketing just added him. Go ahead, Matt.
This is what you have to think about. I'm just talking about in the trade talk here, right? So, right, you're negative $30 million with where you're at right now. But you get rid of this guy, now you're plus $15 million. And now you're able to actually, you know, do something, make more trades. You're able to do more. And the only thing you did was you gave up one of your players that you didn't want to keep anyway.
Yeah.
So as far as you should win. Now you have freed up cap space and you got a couple picks. So you recouped for essentially for Collins. So I mean, again, like I said, and you got Rudy Gay. It's what is it? $6 million for 2 years.
Yeah, it was 6.8 to be exact.
You buy him out at the beginning of next season, and it's over. It's off your books. You're good to go. Like, come on, and you have more freedom.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely move around with this roster now with the Atlanta Hawks, you know, getting that money off the books in itself. Why Sexton is a free agent or something? Who was the point guard? Keontae George. I don't know if Colin Sexton's a free agent or not. I'm not sure if he is. But if he is, that's a big question. Will he stay? And what Utah is going to do if he doesn't stay? So Boog had kind of a point on if Colin Sexton wants to stay. Nasir says, I forgot about Kelly Olynyk. As I hated him in Boston. I think people hated him in Miami as well.
He's just a dirty player. I feel like he's a dirty player, man. But he do his job though. But I just feel like he's a little dirty.
Do you think he just as dirty as Draymond Green?
Nah, he's not Draymond dirty. I don't think he's Draymond dirty. Draymond like to play prison ball damn near. Draymond be kind of ODing sometimes. But I just feel like Olynyk is real physical. He's real physical. That's kind of like a part of his game. Versus Draymond, it's like he kind of does the most. He go the extra mile. But a lot of his stuff is after the play is over. But I don't think Colin is a free agent from what I'm seeing.
No, he's not.
I just think he might get traded. He might get traded. That was the thing.
He might be trade value than anything.
He might be getting traded. Yeah, because and then that's when I guess you can.
Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I mean, because it depends. Like how you said, it depends on who they can get it. Because if they release him, how much? I don't know what his contract is, but could they bring in a Fred VanVleet? You know, could they bring in something that could potentially make them, you know, all right?
It really depends on Utah's salary cap, but I don't think Fred VanVleet. I mean, the Jazz they in a rebuild, but they not in a rebuild. If that makes sense in itself, I don't think Fred VanVleet wants to be a part of that.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I feel like with teams like that, you pitch it to them. I mean, they pitch it to them like, look, we got money. You know that. That's how I felt about the Rockets before the whole draft, because I feel like they kind of got it together now. But as far as like the James Harden thing, it's like we got cap space. We can bring you in. Not only can we bring you in, we can get somebody else. You know, we can get you some help over here. It's a young team. Fred, he got 2 guaranteed big men. I mean, he gonna be probably taking the most shots. They need that floor general. Like Colin Sexton is that, but I just don't see him as a floor general. Not in the league. He's more of a defender to me.
But Colin Sexton can score though. He can score, but as far as a floor general, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, he's not.
But what other guards are out there if they do trade Colin Sexton? Who do they go for? Because what other point guards are out there available in free agency if they do decide to trade Colin Sexton?
He didn't even average 3 assists. He didn't even average 3 assists last year.
See, that was just off the top of my head. He's not a floor general, bro. That's not a part of his game. He plays defense. He's aggressive on offense. He scored a ball, but he's not he's put it. And then even like I was saying, when you add pieces like you got John Collins, you got Markkanen, like you got Tucker and all those people, you got role players that they need to be set up to not gun their shots. They need to be set up to score. They're not coming out and creating for themselves or doing a lot of that. Well, Markkanen kind of is. He stepped into that role last year, but still, especially when you added John Collins, you got a lob threat now. You need somebody to pass the ball.
Facts. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Agreed on that.
They go get Dylan. They go get Dylan Brooks. We gonna get to that. I got. But they go get Dylan. You know, Dylan dribble that rock, D-Hop. You know, shoot a 3.
Well, speaking of Dylan Brooks, he wants what, $12 million? Is that guaranteed, or he went $12 million a year?
I think so. What I had about him, the Grizzlies. So of course everybody know they moved away from him because of the whole thing with LeBron. He made an average of 11.7 at the Grizzlies. He had 35 guaranteed. So I think that's why he wants 12. I feel like he's worth 12, man. What did he average last season? Dylan Brooks. I know he averaged 14. I know he averaged 14
to a locker room.
How?
I just think he's a cancer to the locker room.
I feel, and like I told Mac earlier, I feel like that whole LeBron thing. It's like, bro, I don't even want to sugarcoat it. You got a lot of LeBron dick riders, right? So it's like everybody that fucks with LeBron all of a sudden becomes the bad guy. This is basketball, bro. Like that happens. Like he trolled a man on the court. That was one of his roles on that team, was to do stuff.
I get it. So but if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. And you talk too much ish, and he busts your ass.
Basically, it's LeBron. It's LeBron, though.
But why would you want to poke the bear? Why would you want to do that? Dylan Brooks, this is my thing about Dylan Brooks, and I'm gonna be completely honest. He was doing this shit for clout. He wanted to lead. He wanted to be, okay, you getting all this limelight, LeBron James, you doing this, you doing that. Okay, I'm going to troll you so people can gravitate to me. PR move. I don't care what nobody says. It's more of a PR move because now everybody's talking to you about the whole LeBron situation, and then y'all lose the way y'all lose against in the playoffs against LeBron James, and now the limelight is on you. And that's what Dylan Brooks wanted. That's just how I feel about it.
Let's be honest here. Did any of us really think the Grizzlies were going to beat the Lakers? I don't think any of us called for that to happen.
I called it an upset earlier in the season.
No, I
called it an upset earlier in the season because they were playing good. They were playing good.
I'm talking about the playoffs, though. The playoffs. You called it in the playoffs?
I called it right before the playoffs was, but then I see the way John Morant hurt his hand, and Desmond Bain kept them in a series as much as he could, but yeah, I really thought so. I really kind of thought that people was pushing too much on the LA Lakers, like they were that it team.
I mean, but the whole thing is like, if your wins and losses comes on the outing of Dylan Brooks, then you was doomed to start with.
And like I read an insider about the general manager. I forget his name, but the general manager from the Grizzlies actually said that he feels like the Grizzlies are not being responsible. Like he feel like Dylan Brooks was their fall guy, basically. Like you got all the trouble with John Morant. Like you had a lot of stuff going on. You had a defensive player of the year and Jaren Jackson, the Steve Adams situation. Like you had a lot going on besides just him. I feel like he was a scapegoat. Let's put all of it on him. And now it just seems like once we get rid of him, now that fixes our problem. Like, no, bro, he's still average.
I don't think it fixes the problem. I think it don't fix the problem, but it's definitely an upgrade. Even though I'm not a big fan of Marcus Smart either, but it's definitely an upgrade from Marcus Smart to Dylan Brooks. It's definitely an upgrade. And I think they're better with Marcus Smart than they are with Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I mean,
PR
I agree.
is what cut Dylan Brooks. PR is what cut Dylan Brooks because it gave him a lot of bad PR. You know what they said? Look, man, he ain't producing the playoffs like we thought he was going to. He's become more of a liability. I'm going to let him go.
Right.
Now, this isn't saying he couldn't get with a team and play good basketball. He could get in the right situation. He could be a rotational player. In certain teams, he might even be a starter if he's willing to dedicate himself to the game like he did. But I mean, let's be honest here, though. He did talk shit to one of those guys.
Yeah, one of the greatest players of the generation.
LeBron is him when he wants to be. Let's keep it real.
I just can't lie, man. I had that attitude. Like I feel like maybe that's me. I get y'all, but I be on that same shit. Fuck him. Like if I'm on the court and we on the other team, fuck him. I don't care about
I
who
get that.
Oh, for sure.
I get that, but it was more said to what Dylan Brooks said to really try to get under LeBron's skin. It wasn't just that.
So what was the direct quote? Does anybody remember?
They said he said something about
hold on. Let's
he said I put parents for fun or some stupid shit like that.
So you telling me that a man saying something to you pissed you off more than a man blowing in your damn ear?
Well, I mean, look what happened to Lane. This is the same token. Wait, this is the same token because after he did that, where did Lance Stevenson's career go after that?
Yeah, but it wasn't like a thing like, oh, we're gonna drop him because of that. You get what I'm saying?
No,
hold up, though. Lance Stevenson, you got to give it to him, though. He kind of held it up against LeBron for a while.
Yeah, he did, though.
He talked shit a couple times, and he came out and he showed LeBron didn't score no fucking 25 goddamn points. I remember the one game LeBron only put up like 17 or 18 points that game.
And I think I can say the Grizzlies too, though. The weak thing that Dylan Brooks did that he did do, because how do you talk shit and then you don't want to talk to the media? So you're gonna talk to the media when you want to talk shit, but after you get your ass bust, now you don't want to talk no more. Like, no, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this was a PR move. Like, it was a PR.
You out of there, bro.
It was a pure PR move with Dylan Brooks, man. And I just really hope that he learns his lesson from that. I really hope he did. Because sometimes when great players, sometimes they need somebody to poke the bear. And LeBron, you start with him, and LeBron finished it. Basically.
I can agree.
Basically, so any news on James Harden, Book? Any news on this James Harden blah blah bliggity blah?
So of course they're saying it might be false accusations. It might be false accusations that James Harden is leaving Philly. So on Sunday, they had a report on ESPN that the Sixers head coach, Nick Nurse, may have swayed Harden's opinion. Him and Nick Nurse had a supposed meeting on Sunday. And, I mean, they're saying that it looks good, that Harden might have changed his mind so far. We still got to see. But I know him and Nick Nurse definitely had a meeting on Sunday. And Everybody's saying that supposedly he likes the direction Nick Nurse, and quote, the direction Nick Nurse is taking the team. He agrees with it. So we're gonna see.
And I'm gonna be completely honest though, it is going to Sixers for real. If the 76ers want to give James Harden a max contract, which I don't think me personally he's deserving of.
I don't think he wants a max though.
But he's gonna want more money the way he declined that $40 million
because you got to think like with them dealing Tobias now. If you get Tobias out of there for something sweet, like something sweet, like
if we're gonna get Tobias out of there, we're gonna take that contract and we got to get something back, not just
nothing. And that's what I'm saying. So that's what I feel like with him re-signing.
You're gonna get some picks, but I mean, if the whole thing is like if they're forced to trade him to do the same thing like they just did with Collins, where you got to dump his contract, you got to find a team to dump his contract. I mean, just know you're going to get future picks. You're going to get future picks, so it's not like you ain't getting nothing. And I think that's a big misconception. I think a lot of people need to get over. Like, bruh, to be selected in the NBA is a big thing, and especially now, like you said, there's only 2 rounds in the NBA now. So, like, these picks need the value needs to be seen in the picks because, again, if you're constantly retooling through the draft, you stay 2 years ahead of teams that constantly are rebuilding.
Understanding. But I'm not a Sixers fan anymore. It's just realistically, like, I like Tobias Harris. I just think the system that he's in Philadelphia just doesn't fit him. It doesn't fit what he likes to do. And me personally, when he was with the Clippers, he was averaging 20 plus points a game with the Clippers, even though the Clippers wasn't that good. But we saw his talent, we saw his potential. We didn't see him be a spot up shooter and sit at the corner all damn day. No, we didn't see that. Tobias Harris know how to create his own shot. But the thing about it is, the Sixers gave him that money, and I felt as though that the Sixers overpaid for him. And I understand why they gave him the max, because Jimmy Butler walked, because Brett Brown was there. So it all boils down to that.
Shout out to N45. Oh my God, that is so hilarious.
N45, yeah.
Sonny swear you're not a Sixers fan.
I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I have no Sixers gear with me anymore.
No. I'm trying. Like, you got to think. The last part. He said, how personal he got when he talked about trading Tobias Harris. And but like you did, you went in straight basketball mode, bro. I wouldn't say you went
because, bro. But with Tobias, we can replace something so critical. Like we could have gave a Kuzma that contract. We could have gave a Middleton that contract. Now Middleton, with him being hurt, but it's the consistency. When Middleton plays, he's producing. When Kyle Kuzma plays, he's producing. Tobias,
look at the system that they were in, though. Let's look
but
at
I feel like,
system
but that's what we're not. But that's what we're not considering either. We have a whole new coach this year. We don't know how that offense is going to look. This is not Doc Rivers anymore. So you don't think it's going to look better than last year?
I'll say this. I'll say this on Tobias Harris' part. I hope Detroit comes and grabs him. Comes and grabs him.
And then the Sixers fan is going to be wild. Like, damn, we got rid of Tobias Harris. Watch when I tell you.
And then
the same Sixers fans. Listen, hear me out. The same Sixers fans that traded Mikal Bridges to the Phoenix Suns in the draft. The same 76ers fans did that. Traded Mikal Bridges to the Phoenix Suns, and look what happened. Now you got one of the best, one of the most underrated players in the league in Mikal Bridges, defensively and offensively.
Yeah, we see Mikal go up. You see Mikal go up though. Since Tobias when he was at Detroit the first time, that's not even after the fact. It's just like he's kind of scaling down every time. Like because it's getting worse. And I'm saying as a Tobias fan, when I say this, I know everybody's like, oh my God, you threw that out there. But well, y'all know I really like draft picks. When Tobias first got drafted, they were comparing him to LeBron, damn near, because of his size, his stature. Like, they would compare him to LeBron. Like, he's supposed to be.
You really listening to them news? Yeah, you really listening to the.
But this is not just the news. When they were talking, when this a comparison, you get what I'm saying? That's like saying a rookie this year might be
never a comparison to LeBron. Who the hell said
but
that?
I'm not saying. I'm not saying. I'm not saying stat wise or.
No. Hold on. I'm sorry, but bullshit. we've seen Tobias Harris in the right system, given the ball and given opportunity. And he did thrive for a few years there.
He
Did
sure
he not?
did.
Yeah.
Did he not? Okay, so hold on. I'm not trying to say like, fully, but you put a little respect on that name. Just put a little respect on
You
it.
got
Because the
to.
whole thing is, if you don't use somebody, it ain't necessarily their fault. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know why Haslam was with Miami for so long? Because he always played his damn role. He always did the best for the team. When practices, he's going to play. He's going to teach. He's going to be the best team player he can possibly be.
I just think after when Doc Rivers got there for Tobias Harris, he was misused a lot, and then now you have to figure like you got to look at the system that he was in. Tobias Harris didn't know he was going to be a spot up shooter, just sit at the corner or sit at the three and wait, or he could create his own shot and back up and give you that mid range, or he could just get to the line. You didn't know what type of role. If you look at the whole 76ers this year, you see the games that he was in double figures. That means he was playing his game, and then they went away from that. It didn't let. Unfortunately, James Harden had to do his thing. But when James Harden is in the game, you don't see a Tobias Harris go to work. But without James Harden or Joel Embiid in there, you got a number one option in Tobias Harris on a second unit. You do.
Go ahead. And it's not even that. Like, bro, on some serious shit, like you could use Tobias Harris as a facilitator.
Yeah,
because there's been plenty of games where he's had to put the ball in his hand and facilitate the game, and where he's had double-digit assists. Multiple games. Like, this ain't talking about, we're talking about 15, 20 games of his career. We're talking about at least a couple hundred, about a couple hundred games now.
Let me get a RC real quick. RC, I'm not saying game-wise. I'm saying with him being 6'8", 230-something pounds, they were just saying, like, when he was, that's the same thing like when the Kawhi came in, his comparisons, or with Victor coming in. It's just a comparison. They were saying with him being 6'8", 230-something, him being able to pass, shoot, rebound the ball. It's like, they were giving him a LeBron comparison. And like I said in Detroit, even when he got to Detroit, he wasn't a LeBron, but it was just a comparison of before he got drafted of what he was going to be. So I'm not saying he was LeBron. I ain't know.
That's why I hate those comparisons.
No, I mean, see, I like that though. I like the comparisons like that. You take the best player you can think of and you use that as a comparison for what this guy could accomplish. If this guy came in there, because not everybody has a Kobe and a LeBron mindset when it comes to this game. Okay. And it'd be great if more people did, but when you're talking about the type of caliber of person it takes to be completely dedicated to your craft like this, man.
I get it, but I just feel like with Tobias Harris, if you put him under a Monty Williams, he's going to thrive.
Oh yeah, and that's what I was saying.
He's going to thrive. He has to be in the right system.
Man,
I know man. I feel like they should still have Sadiq. Bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know why Detroit did that. That was dumb. That was dumb.
But okay.
But as far as the James Harden thing, I was going to say this because a lot of people are saying, from what I've seen, is that the reason why James Harden wants to go back there because his friends, his family is there. Yeah. That is the main reason why he wants to go to Houston. I don't think he wants to go to Houston and play with a bunch of young guys. For me, if you want to win a championship, you're not going to Houston.
Yeah, and
let's keep it up,
bro. Not even that. Is just like at the end of the day, Houston would have to do so much. Like with them getting Whitmore, they're definitely committed to where we're not in a rebuild, but we're a young team. We building up. I don't want to say a rebuild because they kind of got players, they kind of got pieces. They're just trying to gel it together. That would be him going there and having to basically get used to another situation. Like it will take them a year or two, I feel like, to even be maybe a year to even be some contenders, a playoff contender. They got a lot of pieces, but they don't have enough to take them
to a championship.
To take them anywhere. So that's why he comes back. He comes back, plays with Embiid. They get Tobias out of there. You make a move for Tobias, you get something. I don't want us to move away from Tobias, but just the way the team looks, it's like we have to get something. I think we move Tobias out, maybe get a pick and something, bro. We get something. We get a small forward or a power forward for Tobias that can score. That can score.
Power forward or center.
Yeah. But I say more of a power forward.
Listen. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying, and hear me out. Like, if you could put Embiid with a guy like Anthony Davis, it'd be the Twin Towers. It'd be the twin motherfucking towers.
Yeah, agreed.
And both of them can shoot. Both of them can score. And
they both injury prone. They both made of glass at some
exactly.
Point so the only thing about that.
Now I got two. So I'm getting almost guaranteed one's going to be okay. Two is better than one.
Like, I mean, Kevin Love wouldn't be good. Draymond can't see us getting Draymond. But if they're like a Grant, if they're moving a Grant,
I can say this though about Draymond though. He gives you that the way his style of play. His style of play definitely gives you Philadelphia grit. That's one thing I can say.
I just don't see him. I don't see Philly making that move. I don't.
It really depends. But you got to think about it too. Nick Nurse is a defensive type of coach. Draymond is the defensive type of player. So it makes sense defensively to go get Draymond, but offensively, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
And that's why I feel like we go get a scorer. We already got PJ Tucker. You get on some one of the best defenders to do it, to play different, to be able to play different positions, play small ball, guard centers. He basically guard everybody on the court. Right. We need somebody who can score. That's exactly what we're missing. That's why I'm pretty sure everybody is a Philly fan is pissed off in the playoffs. Like, PJ gonna defend. He might steal the ball, rebound, and do all that. But when we get on offense, we playing 4-on-5. Playing 4-on-5 on offense every time.
That's just what it is. And I try to say that about the Lakers and Jared Vanderbilt, but that was another story for another time. That topic in itself was but yeah, definitely. I can see James Harden going to Houston, but I just don't know. If Nick Nurse can keep him to stay, then you know what? I just don't want the Sixers to give James Harden the max. Could you give him the max? I mean, what else can we do in free agency if you give him the max? Like, what else can we do?
Let's
be completely honest.
I just feel like people not thinking how James Harden, and not saying like I'm in his head or nothing, but me just being a follower of him being my favorite player, I feel like, bro, he needs to win, and he knows that. He knows he has to win. This is no ifs, ands, or buts. So I just feel like whatever the fuck you need to do to win at this point, you're going to do. Bro, that needs to be taking a pay cut.
What's the point of going to Houston if they're not going to win right now? What's the point?
But that's because I felt like Houston had the money. Houston had the money to make a run to get him other people before. But when you see Whitmore come in, when you see Amen, like who was that? Nas in the comment section was saying, I didn't see him bringing them. I didn't see him pushing them back, even with Amen just there. But once they picked up Cam, that team is too young, bro. That team is too young. You got a lot of young go-getters on that team. You got a lot of bucket getters on that team. You already got a guy, Jayshawn Tate. I don't know if y'all know, but before Harden left the Rockets, literally a day before, him and Jayshawn Tate was fighting at practice. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a lot of stuff that I feel like he would just kind of.
First, can I say this? The Chris Paul trade hasn't gone through yet. ESPN ain't updated the rosters.
No, it ain't going through.
Yeah, ESPN ain't gonna update the rosters until like after free agency, basically.
Okay, because I'm looking at the roster.
No, it's finalized.
All the new guys are on here, but Chris Paul's still on here.
No, it's finalized. Adrian Wojnarowski finalized. They said it was finalized.
I mean, bro, this is going to be a fun year for the Wizards.
And if anybody wants to be live for the free agency, I'm definitely willing to go live for NBA free agency and see where people go and get our reactions for that. So,
but see, I got a question.
What's the date for free agency, Book?
What's the date? What is the date?
What's the date for NBA free agency? I think it's July 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I said. I think it's in like a week.
I think it's right around the summer league. It's like within a week or so. Because we could do like a Darion Hopkins show edition of the free agency live. We could just be on here for like
it actually starts on the 30th. Actually starts on the 30th.
Technically, it's this weekend, right?
Yeah, this weekend. It gets real.
That's Saturday?
The 30th is a Saturday, right?
Yeah, no, 30th is actually Friday. Wow.
Friday.
So, I mean, we could do, if y'all,
hold
on, what time free agency though? What time?
Let's see what time.
So we can make sure we let the people know. We let the people know because we definitely
at 6 o'clock. June 30th at 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah, we on. Oh yeah, we on Friday. We definitely on Friday. I ain't got no plans this weekend. You're damn right. My weekend was lit this past weekend. I'm chilling for a couple weekends for right now. So
I'm with you. I am with you on that one. I get 1 day off a week. I'm like, I need to chill on my Sunday. I ain't doing shit.
But that's it, y'all. New time, new slot, new things that came down with the sports trivia and stuff of that nature. I like the segments that we had today. I thought I wanted to, mix it up and make it a little different. But any final words before we head out of here, y'all?
James Harden to the Heat.
Hell no.
James Harden to the Wizards.
To the Heat.
Oh damn, you feeling desperate, Mac?
Put him in Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole. We got Jordan Poole, and we got
they get a big man. We can make something work. Kyle come back.
Kuzma. Well, no, we ain't got Kuzma. We got Monte Morris. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not, right? But no, so I wanted to give a shout out. I wrote a book like a year ago. It's Mac's introduction. Bruh, it sold like 30 copies last week.
Oh shit! Congratulations, bro.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Look, go on Amazon. I wrote it. It's unedited. It's straight raw. I typed it up. Probably,
you just threw it up on
there. Yeah, bro. It's a story. It's a good story. It's about Baltimore. Most of the shit happened in Baltimore. Not everything happened the way it's told, but it's a good book. It's a good book. It's definitely adult. It's definitely an adult book. But bro, it's a good gangster fiction novel. Pick it up. It's only $13.
Yo, definitely go over there and support my bro Mac. Definitely, you gotta send me the link so I can put it in the description too, bro. Send me that link.
For sure.
I'll put that in the description. I'll promote that on the social medias and stuff. Max, or she said, Max, what's the name of the book? I'll snatch it up.
The Saga of MOR, Mac's introduction.
So you have it here first, ladies and gentlemen. With that, Mac, tell me how to grab.
Go to Amazon.
It's on Amazon, brother. It's on Amazon, man. But I might be back live tonight. I might do NBA action, WNBA action. I'm not too sure if I want to do it or not, depending on how I feel. But make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The road to 3K is still here. It's unfinished business with this channel as well.
Shout out to SeatGeek.
Shout out to exactly. Shout out to
DHop.
Make sure y'all use that D Hopkins promo code. $20 off your first purchase. I don't care if it's Beyonce tickets. I don't care if it's Wildin' Out tickets. I don't care if it's the NFL. It's anything that you can get that's on SeatGeek. If you want to do a live event, go to SeatGeek.com and use the promo code D Hopkins, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of here. And make sure y'all leave us a review on the audio podcast as well. Make sure y'all leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. Leave us anything on there as well. We'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. No Mercy will be here tomorrow, y'all. No Mercy will be here tomorrow. So we shout out to No Mercy. Hopefully, hopefully I want him here, but if he can't, that's fine. But I did reach out to him to see if he can come back on here tomorrow. But let him know when you're doing your next show, man.
So it's crazy because if D-Hop doesn't go live tonight, I actually will be back on with some trade rumors. I want to talk a lot about the Summer League and some of these guys with the Summer League. Might even bring Mac up here because I want to talk about betting on the Summer League. Betting on the Summer League, man. Some people be scared. It's a little risky, but it's some money in the Summer League. The right people. So maybe tonight, just depending. If not, tomorrow morning, definitely.
Yeah,
all right, so. Absolutely. So we out of here, y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Is the Darion Hopkins Show. We are out of here. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace.